Guys, are really feeling to eat some curry chip today. But of course, I don't have any chip. The closest thing I have in the cupboard is this tuna mackerel. So it's my mission today to turn this mackerel into something that going to taste like curry chip. I have some simple ingredients here, as I always work with the simplest of ingredients, whatever is available. All right. The only thing that I really wish I had here this morning is some pimentos. So if you're following this video, you could definitely add some pimentos or your favorite seasonings. All right. I will be basically working with side, which is the green scallions, this bit of fine thyme, the little bit of parsley that comes on it, onions, garlic, pepper, and as we talking about it, I'm gonna need some fresh bandania. So getting some bandania here. We reading these poor little trees, right? And these bandania that you see in here is actually the bandania that grew from the when you buy the bundle, right? So they do grow. Nice. Change my cloth there. Now, if you happen to live in the United States, I remember once we went across by our good friends Uncle Omar and Auntie Dam, and she actually curried a couple tins of the clams. So if you live in the US and you could get clams in the tin, well, that is the real deal. So we're gonna work on beginning to break up these ingredients here. And once again, I want to thank everybody for all the support on all the channels. And I want to say a special good morning to Carol B. Guys, I spoke to Carol this morning, and Carol had a successful operation yesterday, and she said to inform mom, dad, the entire family, and the community that the operation was indeed successful. We know that she did mention in the live streams that she was battling cancer, and the good news is that the cancer has not spread. So Carol B, we want to continue to wish you a speedy recovery, and thank God for helping you out in this very difficult situation. Also, I got some really sad news that Parvati lost a grandchild. So I am gonna have to try to really reach out to Parvati. Also Leslie Ann, right? She lost a family member. So guys, it's important to live good with each other, right? So just take the opportunity to mention these few factors, right? And we will be having fry bakes with this. This tuna mackerel also makes a fantastic filling for pies. So if ever you're feeling to make fish pies and you want a quick option, you can't go wrong with a tuna mackerel. You'll be basically preparing it just like how we are preparing it here, and just stuff it in your pies. Alright, so we're trying to go with a really fine chop here. You know, when I think about places like Icacos, Mayaro, Manzanilla, these are the beaches that you get a lot of chip on. You hardly ever find chip in areas like on the north coast, right? More the east coast and the southern coast. Beaches like Lucero, Icacos, Gassi, Bollier. These are some of the places that you will get chip. Nice. of course you must, if you're cooking something like chip, you must have a piece of pepper. So we just building nice, simple flavors. You know who gave us this Chinese chopper? Hanafa. Yes. Looking real good. I sharpened it yesterday, holding a really good edge. So as I say, the only thing that missing here for me is some pimento. Right? And you throw this in whole. So here we have it, guys. And we'll take it closer to the cooking station. And just open this tin of mackerel now and get it cleaned up. Nice. Right, so we're moving on. This is a fancy thing that I always get trouble to operate, but I think it's just a matter of pressing this. Ay, ay, ay. Come on, give us this. A real piece of contraption there, you know. It's cutting it. Well, we will see. That's a real good family member, boy. You know how much husband he had, unless the wife didn't know how to operate it, and she had to keep calling the husband, eh? So how is it when it's finished? Aha, I hear a noise. Alright, let us see, guys, if it did work. Oh my gosh. This is good. And the edge is not even sharp enough. Alright, so let's just get this drained off and we shall proceed. Alright, so we don't want that brine water, of course. You know, you see nothing, you know. If it have here that green, you know. What? These times, alright, so it didn't really have nothing much there. Nice. So let me get this cleaned up here. I don't particularly like the feel of this bone, and sometimes, believe it or not, there is guts or a little fish roe inside of here. Not fond of that at all. But of course, if you want, you could leave this, guys. Very good and rich in calcium, which I don't really think we need much of, because the amount of calcium is getting water. I don't think you need extra calcium. Nicely. So just gonna break this apart. Because remember, chip is a fine thing, right? So we're trying to mimic to get this tasting like chip as much as possible. Nice. And I always tell people it's important, or it's a good idea not to open your tin of tuna, sardine, or anything that is fresh corned beef before doing all of that prep. You know, sometimes you open your tin of stuff, but you still have things to cut up, right? You're just encouraging flies in your kitchen at a very early time. So try to avoid you know, and of course, if you could rinse out stuff, this still has a little stuff in it, so you could just cover that back. We're trying to eliminate the fly situation. You don't want them arriving. Right, so we just clean this a bit closer here, and we put on the stove here in the meanwhile. Nice. And this is a part of the lotus. This is the windbreaker. Right? You could order it on Amazon. Get your windbreaker today. Call 625 Sana. Nice. So we're going good. And I always like to take care of the gaps. Right? My pot is hotting. So I always take the opportunity, any spare time I get, to do whatever I could to lessen up on the mess as I go along. Hey, you know what's my new name? It's not Lasana, you know. It's Lasana. 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 Yeah. So we're moving on here, the pot is hot, and we're going to start the process. Now you will notice that I'm going to be using some extra curry in this, and what happens is that the curry is lost in this quite easily, and that's because the fish itself is so dense, and if we just use our little curry, we want this looking like curry. So I'll be using anywhere as much as a tablespoon to a tablespoon and a half of curry. So we're going inside of here with some oil, and next the onion, the garlic and the pepper. And we're going to sprinkle in some curry. I say we're using a generous amount. I want to get that curry taste. And of course you can't have chip without some coconut flavor, but we don't want it tasting too sweet. So thanks to Dolly Mullet, I learned this trick, which is to burn the coconut powder together with the curry, So if you want to get away from that sweet tasting coconut taste, but you want the flavor, you do this. And thanks also to Peggy, turn down the stove and we burn the curry low and slow. And another tip that I learned from Lydia is to add some salt to this. And what I think it does is it helps the onions and the rest of the puran to release some water. So we're just gonna fry this up low and slow a bit, because remember, this is not gonna take any length of time, so you really want to cook this curry well. There's not enough cooking time for this curry to burn properly, so very, very important to do it here in the pot by itself. So I'm just gonna locate a cover and leave this to do a low and slow. And where the cover gone? And where the cover gone? Mama Lou, come and take the cover away. Die carrot inside. Alright, so Dad, you will just monitor the spot and I will go and get the cover. Or we could improvise, because I see you watching me there. Like, oh gosh, you're really doing me this, boy. So we're just gonna cover up the spot with this tower cover here. You see how safe it there, Daddy? So time to gather up some water, guys. And we ain't wasting the trips. Yeah. When flies arrive. Nice. Thanks, Dad. Safety in the kitchen. Hey, you see how nice the pak choy coming, Daddy? You know, what I really like about the back here is, even for me, it's a real feeling of nostalgia. You know, when I was a little boy, I always used to enjoy people that had outside kitchens. And it was always my dream that if ever I could learn to cook, to be able to have a kind of setting like this. You know, and boy, thanks once again for all the privileges always give me here. I really, really appreciate it. Plants looking real good, ain't you? You see how nice these side coming? And I planted these side maybe about a week and a half ago, you know. That is just the side from the seasonings that you buy. Yeah. Right. And check this out here, Daddy. You know what this is? This is garlic, you know. Yeah, so you could use these leaves if you're on shorter side. Right? This is one garlic green produce all of this here. Yeah. You want to taste it? Taste it and tell me if you get like a kind of garlic taste. I think it actually has more flavor than our side. Yeah, boy. Wow. Very potent. Very, very potent. Alright, so let me check out and see how things go in here. It's looking good. Oh gosh, you smelling that? Alright, so this is what you're looking for here. You see how the oil is beginning to separate? Right? This is what you call a real bunche here. Right? So now we could go in. We're going in here with the mackerel. And adding your green seasonings. The stove is still low. Right? The stove is still low. Now I am tempted to add very little amount of water so that we could get it bubbling up a little, but I'm observing to see if it's going to spray any water at all. Right? I will prefer not to add the water. So I'm trying to mash up the mackerel some more. Okay, so I really achieved the nice color that I was looking for. Also to a tin of tuna. Believe it or not, you could do it to a tin of sardine, and they all taste unique in their own way. So I'm just going to taste now for salt, and we're going to do the final adjustments. And it's perfect right where it stands. For me, just a little more pepper, but really delicious. Daddy, taste this. It really is very close to the flavor that I wanted. Very, very, very close in terms of chip I'm talking about. It is really, really tasting well, guys. Alright, so this is finished. And we will be moving on next to the fry bakes. So let's just take off this, and you can keep the camera on. I'll try to work fast. All right, let's get the station cleaned up here. Get that mackerel to another location. How we doing this? The thing about it is that we need that pot. Right? We need to get that pot. Or all right. Okay, I have rags, so we could Right, so let's just get this over here. How are we looking there? We look good, right? So I'm really satisfied with how that came out. I forget it's fried big making. I thought we used the tower. Right, so that's hot enough. Flies wouldn't go in there, and start the process to do these fried bakes. Don't need this anymore. Don't need this. So get our oil inside of here. And I do reuse oil. So I have fresh oil in there and I'm adding in some used oil here. This has to go back inside, right? Or we could operate on this side, right? You better operate on that side? Okay, no problem. Nice. Good. So let me just get the dough from inside and I'll be back shortly, guys. So the lotus on. We're going good, man. We eating just now. We eating just now, guys. Now I have something here, right? Some nice salad roti that I made yesterday, and just for entertainment purposes, we are going to do this the traditional way, which is usually people would have made salad roti the day before, and if any was left the following day, you could actually fry back a piece of the salad roti. So we'll be doing that, and we'll taste it and tell all you if it would frying your salad roti back the next day. Alright, so the oil is getting hot and it's time to begin to roll out. Remember, set up your stations, right? Have everything nearby. When you're frying bakes, this is not the time to be washing clothes and them kind of thing. It has some task, you just must stay close to the pot, right? And fry bakes is one. Fry bakes, when you're frying things like plantain, anything to do with frying, you really and truly should not, unless you're frying something like chicken, and you know it might take like about 5 minutes before you need to turn it over. But when you're frying, you really should stay close. And remember, it's hot oil you're dealing with. You could end up with a fire. So you really shouldn't be frying and trying to do other tasks. That's one time you should be in your kitchen, right? Knife. That's the beauty also about when you're kneading flour. If ever you need a little extra, and just put it in the fridge, right? This is from, remember yesterday I did some salad roti. So this is some of the dough that I did extra to put it away, especially for this purpose. So that's why I don't have to go through the whole process of kneading flour this morning. Right, and we go in now. That oil should be almost ready. And we could go with our decent size fry bake this morning. Could fry 2 at a time. So we could cut them kind of big. Alright. And let's see if the oil is hot. That's a good temperature there. And we could fit in 3. Some people call this fry roti, some people call it fry bake, some people call it pillow bakes. Alright, so it does help to sprinkle, beat it with the oil. If you want a soft fry bake, don't brown it too much. If you want a crispy fry bake, you go for a darker color. This here is just perfect. Right, and I can tell that that oil is soon going to be very, very hot. It's a very thin pot, so I am going to turn back down my stove here a bit. Right. Fry bakes is not something that takes very long, especially when you have them rolled out so thinly. Right, and this is an indication that your fry bake is almost over. See this bubbles here? Notice it's becoming less and less. That's because all the water in here has been almost cooked out. Right? So even if you're frying things like chicken, fish, okay, you will observe, you see how much it's bubbling there? Right? That's because moisture is beginning to come out of the fry bake. So that's another tip you could use when you're frying stuff. I want to show you all something, right? We still have some more fry bakes to roll out. But if ever you end up in a situation where, alright, so now we can turn back up the heat just a little. You always have to be playing with the temperature of this oil. You always have to be playing with it, right? Because if the temperature drops too low, the bakes will stop swelling, and also the fry bakes will begin to soak in a lot of oil. And that's the problem with fried foods. If somebody does not have the technique of frying stuff, the food is going to soak in a lot of oil, which is what we're trying to avoid. And of course, it's important not to eat too many fried foods on a regular basis, which I find is something, it really is a big problem, I think, all over the world, because fried food really is about the tastiest of them all. It is. Alright, so our bubbles beginning to slow down here. Now the tip that I want to give you all is this. If I leave this pot on, what's going to happen here is this oil is going to run away on me, right? So I am actually going to take off this stove while I work on the rest here, and the oil is not going to take very long to hot back up. Right, so I've taken off the stove. So you see how that oil is steaming there? So that oil would have definitely run away on me. Right? sometimes it's worth taking off the stove you don't have to wait long, as I say, because the oil is already hot, so you're not going to lose any time. Alright, so stove goes back on. And we're gonna work on frying out these guys here. So as you can see, we don't even have to wait. Remember, if you have kids in your kitchen, guys, you don't want to have your pot handle out like this. That's a disaster. So even though I don't have any kids around here, I always practice because somebody might be passing and bounce the handle, and well, you wouldn't like to see what the effects of hot oil is. You don't need this. Nice. Right, so lower the oil. Right, turn them back up. Nice. As soon as it swells, flip it. This fella coming nice here. Right, flip. Another way you could control your oil is you could choose to add in a new piece, and because this has a low temperature, it will keep down that oil there a bit. Nice. So that's another technique you could use, right? Right, take off your stove. Oh, we still have the how could we forget the treat pie? Right, so guys, the original fried roti, the salad roti was fried yesterday morning. It was in the cooler, and we're going to fry that roti. This is not something that I would eat regularly because just the fact that it's roti, that initial throwing that we throw in there, right? It definitely would have soaked in a lot of oil, right? So you have to make sure that your oil is really hot if you decide to do this. Otherwise, you will be boiling that roti in oil, right? But anyway, this is how a lot of people did it long time. Nothing could always long time. So we're doing it just for old time's sake. Dying for the old time days, boy. And what we'll do is give all you a taste test so we could conclude this video using that piece of fried roti and also a piece of sada roti. So our fried roti is finished, guys. We just put it to drain while we take out some of the curry chip. So moving over here to the curry chip, guys. This is just for a taste test. Nice. Here we have it. And here's our fried roti. And here's one of the fried cakes. And you want to do the tasting and let me flip the camera onto you? Yeah? Alright, so focus on down here, Dad. Really want to go in here with this fried bake first. Bake is nice on the inside, guys. No raw flour. It's hot like fire. Woo! Alright, so scoop up some of that goodness there and we're going in, guys. So, hey, Dad. Daddy? That's on, my doctor piece here. Oh my goodness. Daddy, we should have do 2 things of this. Yeah. We should have do 2 things. Open your mouth there. It's real hot, sorry. With a good hot cup of cocoa, boy. I break a piece of this the fried roti. It have a nice crunch to it, eh? Wow. This. Robert. Whoa. You believe I actually enjoying this one more? Oh, Daddy boy, look. I can't do this, but look. Hold on. Jeez. Nah, it's really good. It's really, really good. Guys. Hey, Daddy. Let me forget these people here and let me go and take all the breakfast and make some coffee. Right? Yeah?
I'm going for Mama Lou.
You're going to get Mama Lou to continue the video? Alright, well, no problem. So, guys, man, this is the bomb. Oh my goodness. And this is a real old time kind of plate, you know. You know, Mm-hmm. Go and get Mama Lou quick. Because I ready to mash up some of this chip. Guys, this... Listen, all you know, if I ain't do good, I just say it. This here is a 10 out of 10 situation. This is a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 situation here on this, guys. Follow the way how I cook this. Follow it. You're going to enjoy it. If it is like that kind of real nice dry that kind of dry curry that I did there, of course you could add in a little water if you want. The pimentos, definitely a little more pepper for me. Definitely some more pepper. Oh my goodness, frags. Come, darling. Catch. Nice girl. Oh gosh. That was the bomb. That was the bomb. So daddy going to get Mama Lou, and in the meanwhile I will just kind of clean up the situation here, right, and get everything secured in terms of flies. Nice. So I secure that tuna there, and I just really keeping the video going for daddy and them. But I do hope that you all enjoy this video today. You know, I came outside and I told myself that this is what I want to make this morning. This is what I was feeling for, and I'm so happy that I have the ability that when I want something, I go after it. And that's exactly what I did this morning. And I said, you know something? This is actually going to be a really good video. I myself personally wasn't feeling to pull out the camera. And I said, you know something? Let me see if Dad wants to do the video. So I'm really happy that Daddy chose to come outside and make this beautiful video here this morning. It was fun doing it, guys. It was fun not having to control the camera while I'm doing the cooking operation. It is challenging, but I hope all you really enjoy this video. And it is a recipe worth trying, guys. It's worth it. Alright, so I taking the opportunity, as I say, to get this place back spick and span and begin to work on some lunch, maybe in about an hour or two. So, yep. Let me see while I washing the wares, man. Watch Lasana wash up the waves. Lasana. Oh, yes. I really love this outdoor styling. Love it with all my heart. And if I tell all something, you know, the lizards getting real team around here. They actually know me. Right, I have a couple of names for some of them. Right, remember we have Iggy the iguana, right? Tyrone, the big eye grieve. His wife name is Tyra. Nice. Whoa, what is that, boy? Hey, a branch fall along there, jump, yes? I know Gloria like me outdoor sink here, you know. Let me see I'm washing wares like long time. Oh gosh. So I sending a big shout out also to Sita Bola and her husband Anil, all my moderators, right? I sending lots of love to you all people in the community. Guys, I have started to try and answer my WhatsApp that is really choked up. I was able to send out a couple of messages this morning, so hopefully I'll get through some more today. Seeing if I could respond to about 20 at a time, maybe 20 per day. So in 5 days I should cover 100, and yeah, so I need like about 10 days. That's how many people I have to answer. So if it is I am being slow in answering y'all, understand it really is, it's a lot guys. So just know that I love all of you, right? Just know that I love all of you. And I forget to do one thing, which is, believe it or not, I needed to squeeze a little lime juice in this. But you know what I'll do? I will slice the lime and I will leave it as an option for people. So instead of doing it with the entire meal, I will give people the piece of lime and they could add some if they wish. Yeah, Lancey! Alright, so as I say, I'm just trying to fill the gaps. See the video reach 51. Alright, so this is coming really good, guys. And this is a turmeric tree. I have a cherry tree growing up there. Some more bandania. This pudina is doing really good. You don't need a pot bigger than this for pudina, guys. Pudina is not something that, I mean, if I'm making some grind seasoning, maybe I might just take off this piece here. So you don't need a big pudina tree, right? Nice. These trees are really coming nice. And I love in particular this. This is vervine. Love it. If anybody knows the name of this plant, it has a really strong smell, right? Once upon a time, I knew the name of it, but it has left me, right? And from smelling it, I think the only thing that I might enjoy this one is some pork. Yep. And last night, we refilled this and we had it lightened. So in the night time, I just come outside and take off all the lights and I light up this. It's so nice. Love it. And there is my Brillo, right? I hate to see these things on the counter, so I just take it and I just put it on top of here like this. Yeah, so this is the situation here. So let me dry up some plates, because you know Mama Lou coming outside to do some stress here, and she's going to need a plate, right? So let me dry up some plates here, man. Oh, yeah. All right, so, well, let's see me do that. All you know who all is, eh? Oh, gosh. Black van. That is all I'm going to say. Black van. The beautiful couple with the beautiful child, right? Black van. Oh, gosh. That's nice. There is a gentleman that I met, Rudy, and I know I will not forget your madam's name, right? Rudy. But anyway, good friend of my cousin Simon Batiste, right? So Rudy, I sending a hello to you and the madam, right? Remember we met on Saturday, and I met a couple of people. I was in Trinity Mall Saturday, going there. And a lot of people are saying a special hail out to Mira, all right? And she's approaching, unfortunately, the anniversary of her husband's death somewhere in is it? Anyway, Mira, you know what I'm talking about, right? So Yeah. Nice. So I hope this gives you all inspiration if you have some little space outside and you always wonder, hey, could we fit in a little outdoor kitchen somewhere? Or maybe get 3 bricks, make a little fireside. It's worth it, guys, especially if you have kids. They will love it. They will love it for sure. Nice. I feel like if I'm doing a live here in this in this video, guys, I really feel like if it's a live stream. So maybe I could just really move the camera around a bit. Right, this is the situation here. Wow, this flower. Oh yes. So them fried this looking. Nice. So I hope life is treating you well. Remember, guys, we have a God that we could trust on, and He's always taking care of us, right? So always give thanks and praise to Him. So important. Lancy? Oh gosh. Paula nose here, no, that looking like a man. That looking like his mouth there. Look at eye here. Yeah, man. That looking like some kind of metal tin man. Mama Lance, I mean Mama Lou and Papa Lance. What the real put me in a jam here, boy. Oh gosh. Long time I cannot talk, but I can't talk so much again, boy. My tongue get tired. Hey. Yes, man, yes.
You had your coffee again?
Huh?
You had coffee?
No. I will have it in a little while.
You want this cup?
No, man. Hold it quiet and sit down. I will
Yeah.
take out the meal and bring it for you.
Okay, thank you.
TNT, we want a goal. TNT,
What?
we want a goal.
You know that song, boy?
Boy, you can remember, that's when we almost make it to Italy, boy. We almost made it to Italy.
But that old thing was CIC. We want those were the days of intercol.
Yeah.
School intercol.
Right. This is where you usually put the camera?
You can, yes.
Right. Because let's talk loudly now.
Mama!
Nice, man. So remember in the
Oh.
I take all this before.
Yes.
Come quick enough.
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah, because the flies are
Wow,
there, man.
wow,
This
wow.
one is yours.
Can I eat all of this?
What? When you taste that? Mommy, morning.
Good morning.
You look nice in that dress, you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
A special breakfast coming outside here for you. So after what? Fried bacon thing? So now you cook chip or what?
Chip, you.
It's chip we eating here this morning.
Chip.
All of this for me?
Alright, this is some lime before you want to
Yes, man.
squeeze on it, right? But you could try it first without the lime and then try it with the lime. So all go ahead because I know get our phone call here.
Okay, so after this we can.
Yes, man. All enjoy, right?
So this is chip we eating?
Right, chip. We went and down and buy that this morning.
Wow.
Went to the YBR.
Very good.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, enjoy.
Thank you.
Thank you, darling.
Squashy.
For thy remembrance of our need, we thank thee, Lord, today. Help us to render thee our prayer and save us through.
Eat up, y'all.
So, Lancy boy, imagine having breakfast in the adjoining the caboose.
Yeah. Yes, man.
Mm-hmm.
How's it? It's good?
Delicious lasagna.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I could have think I eating chip boy.
Mm-hmm. Just like that, chip.
Manila.
Mm-hmm. Please. Thank you.
So Lancelot, I looked at our video last night.
It's only that.
Your short story.
Mm.
As the what the guy who spoke to you and tell us magnificent.
Yeah.
very magnificent. You know, you really, I must compliment you. I'm not bigging you up too much, yeah?
Mm.
But I must compliment your writing skills.
Mm-hmm.
So simple, so effective,
Mm-hmm.
such ease that anyone at any level of education can enjoy. You know, I think a simple writer appeals to me a lot. But, you know, the flow of the whole thing, the humor, the description, so descriptive.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
At least one person could praise me.
No man. Many
Anyway,
people.
that was meant to really that, you know, people will enjoy a happy hour, you know.
Mm, good bedtime story.
Mm-hmm.
And I really think, I know that you have been talking about doing some readings.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is a very good because there are people who really interested in literature. You know.
Mm-hmm, of course. Mm-hmm.
So I'm proud of you.
Mm-hmm.
Not only are you a good husband,
Mm-hmm.
but you're a good author as well.
Mm-hmm. A good troublemaker. A good reactor.
Very good too.
But thank you very much. I just need to end this clip a little bit here. It's very long.
And Sana is a great cook.
Mm-hmm.
So we have author, we have cook, we have cleaner. Happy lady I am.
And Luis Lasana just said to me, as a child, he always liked the idea of a kitchen outdoors. And he wants to really thank us for allowing him the privilege of being here to do this. I felt very touched by it, and I'm very happy that he spoke up, and he's grateful for the opportunity to have the facility of being here. So I know this is not just a one-man consent. Your input has been great too. So Santa boy, we're happy to have you.
Especially when we get in these good exotic meals.
Oh,
Simple and exotic. I have a simple, great writer and a simple exotic cook.
Very good. So my friend and my friends out there, thank you very much for being patient. It's a long video, but we're going to run it as it is so that you will have been here with us, real time, real environment, real everything. So friends, once again, have a good day, a good week ahead again still, and just be safe out there. Thank you very much.